Welcome to the pod. This is ToBeFrank, episode 2. Let's get into it. So in this episode, I wanted to kind of touch on wearing all the hats. It's a phrase that's sort of chucked around quite a lot. And in business, when we say I was wearing all the hats when I started, I mean it. You are literally everything. You are head of marketing, you are head of sales, you're head of operations, you're head of delivery as well. Like you're doing the work most of the time. And that was exactly the case for myself. I've quite regularly clocked up over 100-hour weeks. In terms of like routines and stuff, I think it's important to kind of keep something there, whether it just be a morning routine for you to kind of keep yourself together. It's something I really struggled with early on, and I've only got better in recent years. So it's something I'd look at, improving very, very quickly if you haven't already. If you're a complete hot mess, you've got a business, but you're not quite there personally, you have to work on yourself. Like, it's so important. Take the time, whether that be just to have breakfast, do some morning stretches, cold shower, before opening your laptop. It absolutely works wonders, and I would highly recommend it. But early on, you are doing everything, and it's very, very hard to make time to learn. Now, we're always learning. We learn from our mistakes, but I mean genuinely read a book, watch an hour-long YouTube video. You're normally sort of like learning on the fly. You like approach a problem, or a problem approaches you, and it's just dropped down in front of you. You have to fix it on the spot, whether that be figuring out how to do an email campaign, figuring out how to create an invoice, how to convert a customer, whatever it might be. One of the biggest helps, I think, is letting go. So as soon as you can afford someone to do something that you don't like doing, do it. If not before. Accounts, bookkeeping, admin is 100% not my strong point. I mean, speak to my family members, friends, girlfriends, whatever, and they would just say, getting a text back, impossible. It's admin. Winning customers, talking to customers, building a business is something I enjoy and I'm passionate about, so I could do it all day. And if you find what you're passionate about, I think this is where people say, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. It's not necessarily the act of painting lines that I necessarily love. It's everything that kind of comes with it and creating that process and the people and the company. So getting external help in, whether that be a consultant or a friend or just another business owner, to kind of give their 2 pence is a very, very good way to learn and create something much quicker than you could organically yourself. So at the start, I think it was very clear to myself, friends and family that burnout was a big issue. I don't think it can be 100% avoided. Everyone's going to hit a bottleneck at some point. If that's you right now, then you need to realise it and kind of take the time to give yourself what you need. I said I was working 100-hour weeks consistently sometimes, 4 hours sleep a night. It was dangerous, it was driving vehicles, operating machinery, and then trying to run a business during the day. So only after a few years did I realise that if I started to sort of, not work them 100-hour weeks, I wouldn't get the burnout. I'd have to take the week off or get sick. I realise that now, if I was to do the whole thing over again, I wouldn't actually work as hard or as much. I'd learn how to kind of balance it and realise, where I need to do my maintenance, where I need to sort of work on myself, get a good night's sleep, have a good dinner. And you just got to lay it out. So now you might look at it as a silly little thing. I've 2:00 on Mondays, I go to have a guitar lesson. I can't play guitar yet. I'm learning. I'm only about 4 or 5 lessons in. It's something that kind of fulfills me. That is 100% key in anything you do in life. You need to be fulfilled. Being happy and being sad, they're just given. You can't always be happy. You won't always be sad. It's ups and downs. You can be extremely fulfilled whilst being sad. So focus on fulfillment rather than just pure happiness or comfort. Comfort is the killer of success, in my opinion. So as is what I call a young entrepreneur and a young business owner, I quite often get asked, what tech and tools do we use to keep this operation ticking? Now, the people play a massive part. I will, touch wood, never move away from having people run my business. It's what I enjoy. I enjoy dealing with people. I enjoy using each other's knowledge and skills to kind of flourish. And you know, we're all drinking from the same pot. We'll get to enjoy it at the same time. However, that being said, tech and tools play a massive part in my business. We are a young company and we rely quite heavily on tech to run our operation. We're basically paperless at this time. We've completely developed our own in-house app. We're very proud of it. We're looking at even taking that to the next level. We've incorporated AI into it. It takes us all the way from job interception through to quoting, surveying, booking, pays all the shifts, logs all the maintenance. It's all encompassing. I don't think you can run a successful business in this modern age without being modern. In terms of the tools, very, very similar. We want the best. Our goal as a company, my goal as a business owner, isn't to necessarily be the biggest, because there's a lot of big companies out there that don't earn money and also don't deliver a very good service and don't have happy staff. We want to deliver a good service. We want to earn money. We want to be profitable, and we want happy people. I want happy people around me, you know? So that's very, very important. But we want to be the best. And to do that, we need to offer the best packages. We need to offer the best service, the best equipment, the best tools, best products. And this is all for the best customers as well. Like, that is one of the most important things you can possibly do. However, like I said, I started it from nothing. A £1,200 Vauxhall Astra with the bumper hanging off and a magnetic sticker on the side. So how can we offer the best service with the best products and the best equipment? Well, we didn't, basically. Like, to put it completely blunt, like, we didn't. It was a hard learning curve. It didn't really align too much with how I wanted it to be, but the service was there. You know, clients could call me anytime, and you know, I would answer the phone. Moving on from that, we've kind of just reinvested so heavily. Like, you have to be profitable. You have to wing it a little bit. Once you get the money for the deposits, we went straight out and bought a 120 grand lorry before we could even afford to pay my own salary for 2 months ahead of time. It was terrifying when I think about it, but it's paid off. Before buying the truck, I was running around in a little towable thermoplastic trailer, basically. I bought it for 8 grand off of eBay. It worked sometimes. It was probably well over the weight limit for the transit van. We had a few little fires on it. It was good. It earned us some money, and it is what made us, or helped us, save up for that truck. So without it, we wouldn't be where we are today. And if you haven't got if you haven't got the privilege of just being given a £120,000 road marking truck and all of the shiny stuff and tools and equipment to go with it, you have to start somewhere. So maybe swallow your pride and just make the leap. Do it, but do it with a plan. My plan was to save up enough cash with that to invest in the first truck, and that's exactly what we've done. The day we'd done that, that little trailer almost didn't go out anymore. I didn't want it turning up to jobs. We could have doubled up. We could have been greedy. We could have sent it to more jobs, but it didn't match the image we wanted to portray. So yeah, we're just buying nice trucks now, and our crews are much happier as well. We can charge more money and deliver a much more reliable, better service. I've really enjoyed this one. Hopefully you've learned a little bit more about my business. For now, please do like, comment and subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you.